Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for the 4-6 Human Design Profile, the Opportunist Role Model. Hello. If you don't know your Human Design Profile, there's a link in the description for you to get your Human Design Body Graph. And your profile will be listed on there. Definitely be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings. All those are up. And of course, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed to my channel so that you can see these readings as they get posted. So yeah, this is a 3-card spread. I don't take the jumpers for this one. But, so yeah, 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy or what's currently surrounding you. The second card is the energy that's leaving or that's no longer serving you. And the third is the energy that's coming in or that will be available to you. And then we'll clarify each one of those cards with another card. So, for our 4 6s. All right. So, current energy is the 6 of Cups. What's leaving, the Knight of Wands. And what's coming in, that's interesting. We'll take it, I guess. There's 2 cards, the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And then to clarify the 6 of Cups, we have the 2 of Wands. To clarify the Knight of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I was actually thinking Sagittarius when this card came out. I don't know why. I don't even know if that's a Sagittarius card. I don't think that it is, actually. But it's funny that the Wheel of Fortune came out, and that is, well, it's Jupiter. So Sagittarius or Pisces, depending on. And then we have the Death card to clarify the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Interesting. I just want to say before I forget, this feels like unbecoming a version of yourself to become the highest version of yourself. It's like how that came through the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Death card. Because like there was this, was it a TikTok, which, TikTok, no, I don't, was it a TikTok? I know that there was a TikTok that said, to overcome generational trauma, you cannot look to the generation that traumatized you to heal you, which was just like wild. But there was this other one too that said, okay, hold on, it's coming to me. The price of becoming, and like the other part is like, I don't even know where I would even find this because I can't remember where exactly I saw it. But it's like the price of your new life is going to cost you your old life. That's how this feels. I just wanted to say that out loud so that it's there, because I just didn't want to forget. But, that's the energy that's coming in too, bro. So, all right. Current energy is the 6 of Cups, which is actually so fucking interesting. I've been dropping a lot of F-bombs in these readings. So, I'm not a super duper huge fan of giving disclaimers for cussing because we're adults here. But if you're not a fan of the word fuck or shit or whatever, then, feel free to exit stage left or something. I don't know. But just like warning, So, I do think that's really fucking interesting because I wasn't even paying attention to what's over here, the Six of Cups, the card of the past. And over here, I'm saying your new life, the new you is going to cost you the old you. Holy shit. Which part of me, you know, like I do almost kind of feel like that's very like being on the roof thing, right? Like with the sixth line, that it's the 3-tiered process. Like before your Saturn return, the sixth line acts as a third line. You're just out there engaging with people, right? Like having relationships, learning from your community, learning from your peer group, you know, right? And I'm saying that because the fourth line is about your peer group, your acquaintances, the people that you have, the connections that you make with people, right? That's very it has a very big impact on your sixth line, right? So then after your Saturn return, you go up on the roof and you start unpacking that baggage, right? It's like, what the fuck? What was that? And also like, what did I learn from that? What do I want to take with me? What do I want to let go of? Who do I want to become from that, right? Like up on the roof between your first Saturn return and basically your second Saturn return, you're up there figuring all of that out. So, you know, it's more being observant. It's more, you know, not necessarily in the mix of things, but yeah, just kind of, again, figuring that stuff out. And then you come off the roof, your role model form, whatever that looks like for you. But it's kind of like everything has its place. You have a better understanding of all of these things. You have a better understanding of yourself. You have a better understanding of, you know, where you're going, where you want to go, who you want to be, what's right. So again, it's interesting that we start with the Six of Cups and even the Two of Wands. The Six of Cups is the card of the past. Even like in this card specifically, it feels very inner child because there's this child here and then there's adult. And they could be the same person. I mean, they're both blonde. So, you know, I mean, it could be that you've been unpacking a lot of inner child, you know, reparenting yourself, giving yourself the things that you need now, relearning coping mechanisms, right? But also in the specific Six of Cups, though, it does look like they're coming out of this pool of water here, like leaving. Basically, just, you know, kind of they've already been in here doing the work, really being, you know, within yourself, looking back, right? Like where did I come from? Right? Like how was I in this form, who I am now? Like how was that created? The experiences that I had, you know, the traumas, the hurts, the wins, all of it, right? And it's interesting because it's kind of like, you know, with the Two of Wands is about planning for the future, looking out over the horizon, right? Like what is possible. So with this person in the the Six of Cups, leaving behind their inner child. And that's not even the way that I want to refer to it, because it's not leaving behind, but it's not being so involved maybe with the inner child because you have done the work. It's like safe for you to focus more on the future now, because you feel like you're in a good place with yourself, with your inner child, with your past, right? And it's looking more towards the future and like, what are the possibilities? Because truly it is like the horizon has broadened just because you can see things from a different perspective now. You have a better understanding, a better grasp of past you And now it's more about future you. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune in the position of what is leaving. I honestly keep getting this feeling about like not being committed to something, or like changing directions fast, or almost like being in like a roller coaster of, well, honestly, almost like survival mode, right? Because it's like making decisions out of survival mode, but it's like literally just to get you to the next thing. Like it's not a permanent change, right? It's not a permanent anything, but it does get me from point A to point B. And that's all I need. That's all the energy that I have available for it. And I'm saying that because the Knight of Wands is very impulsive, adventurous, um, impulsive. Did I say that already? It's fire too. So, I mean, fire is, it's the actions that we take, it's motivation behind the actions that we take, creativity, passion. I've heard the Knight of Wands be referred to as like fuckboy energy. And to me, like fuckboy energy is like literally in it for the fun. There is no commitment there, right? Like there's no titles. There's no, posting pictures on social media together. Like, right? There's no commitment. And that's kind of where, like I'm saying, again, like even survival mode, right? Like making decisions that are quick fixes or like band-aids or whatever. And it's like, I just need to get here and then I'll make a decision from there. Right? It's like very one step at a time, but it's like temporary. Again, it doesn't feel like it's like a permanent thing. And that's also because it is a knight, right? It's not a queen or a king. Knights are going to go where they're told to go. They're going to do what they're told to do. And also, I would say that like the Knight of Wands is still kind of trying to figure it out, right? Because they're not a queen or a king. They are still out there, like being impulsive, kind of seeing what those boundaries are, seeing what their own limitations are, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is about change. I always see the Wheel of Fortune as being a good card. I don't really care where it shows up. Where is Jupiter right now? In Gemini? Yeah, until what, like July or something? But also though, anytime the Wheel of Fortune comes up, to me, it says however things have been, whatever routine you're in, whatever mindset, whatever has been going on in your life to this point, there is change coming. The wheel is turning. And sometimes I give like the example of like in 2021, I left my corporate job and I didn't do shit for like 8 or 9 months. I slept, I slugged around. Like, honestly, I feel like I was healing from massive burnout. I, had also gone through a divorce a couple years prior to that I don't really think that I also processed yet. So I started processing that. Like, and I honestly felt a little guilty because I'm like, man, I do have time on my hands. I should be productive. I mean, I was like shitting all over myself every day. And I was like, I feel like I'm wasting time, just really kind of getting anxious, but my guidance, my intuition, my whatever you want to call it, inner voice kept telling me to rest, because it was literally saying there's going to come a point where you're not going to have time to rest, and you're not even going to want to. So rest now. And I did. And actually, at the end of 2021 is when I started making videos for YouTube. There is no way that I could have done that prior if I hadn't rested, if I hadn't, like given myself the time to just exist in whatever form I was existing in. And also too, like through that, I was able to even recognize what I did want to do next. So like I said, I started the YouTube channel, and then a couple months later, I started an Etsy shop, and that was in 2022. And anyway, so right, like, and I did get busy, and I didn't really have time to rest. Interestingly enough, actually, too, I just recognized that this is basically like the zodiac wheel, like a kind of natal chart. And Sagittarius is right at the top. I mean, Capricorn is right next to it. The sun is in Capricorn right now. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting that, that illustration is the way that it is. But I mean, like I said, I mean, Jupiter is associated to Sagittarius, but it's also Pisces in modern astrology. So, they could have, I just think that there's something to that. I don't know what. But so yeah, all that like flip-flopping, all of that, survival mode, like making decisions from a place of survival. And too, even just like the habit of doing that, because it does become a habit, right? It becomes something that we rely on because it has worked. I mean, it's gotten you to here, right? But also it's, it's like allowing yourself to slow down and, ask yourself, like, how am I making this decision? Like, is it coming from survival mode? Is it just a quick fix? Is it a Band-Aid? Is there a more permanent solution to this, or a different way that I want to go about it? And then we are over here with the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Death card. The Hierophant is Taurus. The Death card is Scorpio. Interesting, because they're sister signs too. So now over here we have the King of Pentacles, which is the highest expression of the suit, right? Pentacles have to do with our money, our time, where we physically show up in our lives, our physical body, right? Like anything tangible, anything that we place worth and value on, anything monetary. And so, the King of Pentacles is very practical. There's a sense of security with the King of Pentacles as well. Grounded, right? I mean, we think earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Like, it feels like over here, Sagittarius would be like, we have to do something, like just make a decision, right? And Capricorn would be like, wait. Let's just look at the big picture here. And Sagittarius is like, I mean, the picture will present itself. Let's just, do it. So it's interesting, the dance or the duality maybe like between those two things. The Hierophant is structure. I mean, it's looked at like, it looks like the Pope or, some kind of Priest here, so it does like talk about traditional institutions, but it's more like passing along knowledge and wisdom, because we think like when you go to school, right, like there's the student who's there to learn from somebody who already has the expertise and experience in a subject, right? So just as an example, but also even to like higher consciousness, or like I keep getting this feeling of like ascension almost. It's really weird. Like I just want to like float up. It's almost too like getting really, really secure in your beliefs, in your values and your morals. I mean, again, the Hierophant would be sharing that in some capacity with other people. I mean, this is the energy of what's coming in too. So you could have, a position of authority in some aspect, because based on your knowledge, your skill set, your whole vibe, like people could look to you like to learn from you in some capacity. I mean, that could be at work. And two, it's like one step at a time type of thing, or not even necessarily one step at a time, but like one foot in front of the other is more like it, because at least, that's more about taking steps forward to me. Like there's not necessarily, it means the same thing. One step at a time, but one foot in front of the other, like it feels like a literal movement, right? It is you moving forward versus ticking off, checking off things on a list. One foot in front of the other. It feels like practical movement, practical, what is the word I'm looking for? I love that, like, each time I've searched for a word, it has at least showed up, because that doesn't happen sometimes. Tangible action, is that what it right? So like instead of like, having in your head, right, like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Instead of that being, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other is then saying, okay, I did do this. Now I want to do that. Now, the next thing is doing whatever. But it's more tangible is a word I think that's coming to mind. And with this death card here, again, I do still feel like it is saying that the cost of a new life is going to, or the cost of your new life is going to cost your old one. Like, it's like you cannot continue to operate in the same way. And that might be why I'm like kind of splitting hairs with this whole one step at a time versus one foot in front of the other, because maybe in the past you have been doing one step at a time. And this is literally saying that will no longer, like, it's not a practical application for like this energy coming in. You have to literally take steps now, not just tick off or check off boxes. Because the death card is literally every new beginning disguises itself as an end. Something has to end in order for something new to begin. And it's almost like these two are like witnessing this. Or like this energy is waiting for, the death card. Really, really fucking interesting, guys. Thank you. This has been a ride. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.